Okay, so going back to where this all began, I started taking piano lessons when I was 5 years old. Um, got involved with some little youth choirs where I live. Um, started singing gospel music when I was just 8 years old as little Holly Robinson. My grandmother made me all these little poofy dresses and everything. Like, it was ridiculous. I sang in about every church there was in Gaston County where I grew up. From there, we did that until I was about 17 years old. I had a solo ministry. And then when I was around that age, there were two other young people at the time in Southern gospel music, and that was Trenton Wood and Brad Hudson. And we got together and formed a group called 3 for 1. And we were different because we were just all three young people. We all kind of had the same desire to sing, and so we came up with the name. We were three artists with three different styles united for one purpose. And so the name came to be. And so we did that for a lot of years. We started in 1999, and gosh, we sang on so many different concerts and met so many legendary artists, and it was such a great experience for me to be able to do that. And gosh, what ended that, Trenton, who, gosh, was like a brother to me, got in a really dark place, and he ended up taking his life. And so 3 for 1 came off the road. We just couldn't do it anymore. And, you know, I'll say this. Up until then, I was saved at a young age. And I remember telling my dad one time, just kind of being funny as a kid, "Dad, do I have a testimony?" Because nothing bad has ever happened to me. And he said, "Yes, that's the best testimony to have, baby, yes." Well, then that happened with Trenton. And that was the first thing. That was the first thing, really, that just shook my faith. Satan won for a while, I'm not gonna lie. He stole that joy. And he stole that song. And Stephen Robertson called me when I had got myself in an HR job, probably the most important job you could have, and wanted to know, "Why are you not singing? We need to be doing something." So we talked about it. We got together. We sang a few songs, and you know, I started testing the waters again. We went and sang at a few churches. Well, then my grandparents got sick. My grandfather had dementia, and my family moved in with my grandparents to take care of him. Well, I'll say this, you know, not to bring up old things, but me and my ex-husband were really two completely different people that we found out during that time. And it ended up ending in a bad way. He left. It was mutual. And we had a young child. We had a 5-year-old at the time. And we decided we were just better apart. Well, around that same time, there was this guy that I had met years before in music that had been reintroduced into my life, and he wanted to make a record, because that's something else that my family does. We owned a recording studio. And so, so he was making his record. All this is going on, and he doesn't know. But he's had a similar thing happen. And so we developed a good friendship and got each other through a lot of that with both of our divorces that we were going through. And now I have the most supportive husband. And I know what love is. I know how it's supposed to be now. And I thank God for him. To add to that story, he has 2 kids, I have a daughter, and we were engaged and married, and we had a beautiful blended home. And at 40 years old, whew, we decided we're getting another addition. So we had a child together, and I was 40, and that was fun. That was awesome. That kid was the joy we needed before all the tragedy came. But so I am Holly Robinson Branch, and this is my story.